Hello and welcome back to the Podcasting Problem Solver. I'm Leah Bryant, your go-to podcast producer, certified growth coach who brings results, not just the words in your ears. And today, we're going to wrap up the Seamless Podcast Framework mini-series, but don't hit stop just yet, because this episode is going to tie everything together in a way that helps you take action, not just take notes. So if you've been wondering, okay, I get the strategy, I get the tools, I'm showing up, but it isn't working. This is the Gut Check episode that helps you turn your effort into actual podcast growth. So let's do a recap, then I'll share 5 signs that your podcast is built to last. Plus, what to do if things feel a little wobbly. All right, so we're going to revisit our 4 phases, but with a twist. We'll focus on how to know if each phase is actually working for you, okay? So we're going to start with S, which is strategy, your foundation. You're clear on your why, who it's for, and how it aligns to your business. Here's how you know it's working. Your content feels focused. Your episodes naturally lead back to your offers. You're not spinning, trying to figure out what to say each week. If you're still foggy on this part, you might need to revisit your content pillars or dig deeper into your audience's actual pain points. You know, my newsletter has tips for that every single week. You should subscribe to that. The link is below. Next up is your E, execution, which is your systems. You built a workflow that works for your brain, your bandwidth, and your business. How you know it's working? 1, you're not dreading production day. 2, you know what happens after you hit record. And 3, you've got 1 to 2 episodes in the bank. No panic publishing over here. And if you're still duct taping your workflow together in Google Docs and Post-it notes, well, that might be your sign to check out my 14-day podcast growth consult. We will clean all that up together. Next up, we have A, which is attraction, your visibility. You're creating shareable content, you're using SEO basics, and you're building buzz beyond your inner circle. So how do you know it's working? Well, new listeners are finding you. You're seeing shares and tags or replies about your episodes, and your podcast is leading to conversations, leads, and even sales. Are you still feeling invisible? Well, you're not broken. You just need to adjust how you're showing up. Also, please stop naming your episodes with clever puns. Clarity is always greater than creativity, at least in the written form. You can be all the clever you want in your episode as you're talking. Please do. I invite you to do that, but not in your episode titles. All right. Last but not least, M for momentum. Your staying power, right? You found your rhythm, not just in production, but in making your podcast part of your business ecosystem. And here's how to know if that is working. 1, you've been consistent without burnout. 2, you know when you're publishing and what's next. And 3, your show still feels exciting, not like another task. Momentum doesn't mean hustle. It does mean habit. If that feels out of reach, a refresh might be just what you need. All right, as I promised, 5 signs your podcast is actually working. Number 1, you're proud to share it, and you do, on a regular basis. Number 2, listeners are DMing you with feedback or follow-up questions. Number 3, you're getting inquiries or traffic to your offers from your show. Number 4, your confidence has grown, your voice, your message, your flow. And number 5, you want to keep going, even on those hard days, because they do happen. Podcasting isn't just a mic game, it's a mindset game. And when your strategy, systems, visibility, and sustainability are all aligned, that's when podcasting becomes a growth engine. So what's next? Well, if this series fired you up and you're ready for personalized help putting it into action, then you should definitely message me about my 14-day podcast growth consult. You'll get 2 weeks of support, 2 calls with me, a growth dashboard to track your progress, and access to my 90-day growth workbook. I use it with all my clients. It's like a podcast tune-up with a coach in your back pocket. So you could either DM me growth on Instagram or send an email to support@leahbryantco.com. And hey, if you have questions, remember you can always submit those in the link below because I'd love to feature you in an upcoming episode and your question. So if you've been loving the Seamless series, the best way to say thank you, well, we know, follow the show, leave a review, and share this episode with another business friend who's ready to podcast smarter. We're keeping the good stuff coming. I've got solo episodes, some guest interviews, listener Q&As, so don't go far. Starting off, next week, I will have Jordana on the show, and we're going to talk about time management, mindset, motivation, everything a podcaster needs to stay fit while on this podcasting journey. And remember, keep showing up with purpose, keep sharing your story, and most of all, keep it seamless. See you next week.